Welcome to Choices with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette Harris, and thank you so much for watching Choices with Jeanette. You know, Choices with Jeanette has been in existence since November of 1998. And the reason I named it Choices with Jeanette is because I found out that there were so many organizations that were writing grants that the people didn't know about. I said, I'm going to start a radio show and tell everybody about those organizations that have money to help them. I did that. And then the reason I named it Choices with Jeanette, because that's really what you have. You have an ability to make a choice. You have the ability to make a choice. The number one thing that I love more than anything else, and the number one thing that I love to talk to people about more than anything else, is forgiveness. Now, you know we've had a lot of disasters in Houston, in Miami, in the northern part of California with the fires, in Puerto Rico. And it was almost like before 2005, you remember 2005 was Katrina. But before then, it was almost like America was exempt. It was like we were exempt from the disasters. Because I did a show on it on my radio show one time, and I pulled up all of the disasters that had happened all over the world. And it was like, if something would happen in the United States, it wasn't a lot of people dying. Things are changing, so we have to do things differently. And one thing I want you to do differently is I want you to forgive each other. Don't change that channel, and don't you turn this video off on YouTube. What I need you to do is I need you to just give me 5 minutes to talk to you about forgiving. You know why you want to forgive? Because it's holding up all of your blessings. Faith worketh by love, and God said in his word that if we'll forgive others, then he'll forgive us. And I don't know anyone. Sometimes I walk in rooms because I do seminars, and sometimes I walk in rooms and I'm saying, who has a problem forgiving people? And maybe one or two will raise their hand, but I know then, I said, they don't really understand what forgiveness is. So let me tell you what forgiveness is. To forgive is, and forgiveness is, so those are your definitions for forgiveness. Sometimes people think forgiveness is a feeling. I will do it when I feel better about it. No, forgiveness is not a feeling. Forgiveness is a decision, a choice. You choose to forgive someone. You know one thing, no one can forgive anyone for you. Only you can forgive that person. And you say, but Jeanette, I'm afraid they'll do it again. And I'll forgive them, but I won't forget. I look at people when they say that and just say, why in the world would you want to remember that pain? Let it go. And I'm not telling you to forgive. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this. I'm not telling you to forgive so the other person will be let off the hook. The person that hurt you, because hurt people, they are not somewhere wondering, are you all right? It's you that's inflicting the pain on yourself when you don't forgive. And people say, well, I just don't want them to hurt me anymore. And I don't feel better about it. That part is not your part. That's God's part. You forgive and allow him to heal you. He does it real good. All he wants you to do is make a choice to forgive. He says, choose life or death, blessing or cursing. He gives you the choice. So it's up to you. And I'm not telling you to make yourself feel better about it. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this. I'm not saying that you're going to heal yourself. God's going to heal you. I'm telling you that you're going to make the decision to forgive. God also said in his word, and I base all of this on the King James Version of the Bible, he also says in his word that, be ye angry. And I think anger is good because anger kind of tells you something is wrong with a situation. It says, be ye angry, but sin not. So he knows we're going to get angry about some things. He knows we're going to hear some things. Oh, what did she say that for? What did he do that for? He said, be angry, but sin not. He said, let not the sun go down on your wrath. It started off in anger, now it's in wrath. And you're never supposed to go to bed with that unforgiveness. You're never supposed to go any time with that unforgiveness, to be honest with you. Because he said when you stand praying over in Mark 11, he says when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any. And so when you stand praying, you should be praying over your food. Let's just use food as an example. How many times do you eat a day? Well, we've all been taught since we were little bitty children to bless our food. So when you bless your food, that's a prayer. He said, when you stand praying, forgive. And so sometimes I meet people and they haven't forgiven in 10 years. And they haven't forgiven people in 20 years. And some things happen to them in their childhood. All of that is your baggage you're carrying every day. So he never intended for us to do that. He never intended for you to have unforgiveness in you ever. Not ever. He never intended for you to have unforgiveness in you over a long period of time. Let's just use food for one example. Say you had breakfast. Okay, so when you pray, then you had an argument with your husband in bed last night. So you're going to forgive him for everything that happened before breakfast. That takes care of that. Then you're hungry again, right? Because he didn't have to let us keep eating all day. We could eat one time a day. Then you're having lunch. You're forgiving again. You walked in your office and someone has sabotaged your production date of having something out. You just forgave them at lunch. And then that evening, you're still hungry. You want to eat again. So when you bless your food, I'm blessing my food and I forgive. And I believe we ought to I include forgiveness in every single prayer. Father, I forgive, and I come boldly to your throne. That's how I pray. And so he never intended for you to go over and over and over again, year after year, with that same unforgiveness. Trust me, it's holding up your blessing. And forgiveness, you said, well, Jeanette, it's so much happened. I can't. Start where you are. And everyone has seen a cabbage. I don't know why I'm always using examples of food, but a cabbage. And you know that cabbage is in layers. And you pull this layer off, and you pull these leaves off, and then you go there, and there's still some more cabbage. And then you pull these leaves off, and then there's still some more cabbage sitting there. So that's what's going on with forgiveness. Every time God brings up someone that you need to forgive them. And you say, no, I don't want to forgive them because if I forgive them, then this will happen. They'll do it to me again. No, because love never fails. Love never fails. You know the Schrodinger, I said it right, theory that the cat was both dead and alive. Well, that's one of the things that we as believers have going for us. Even if we don't even use Schrodinger's theory, which the cat was both dead and alive, we, as a Christian and as a believer, we supersede that. We supersede that. Good example. We had a hurricane in Houston. We've been talking about Republican and Democrat and independent and new power and repower and all these different factions. And that hurricane brought out the best in us because it superseded, that's how love does. Love supersedes the situation. People from everywhere, they didn't care if you were black, green, silver, gold, whatever. If you needed to get out of the water, you needed to get out of your home, they were coming with boats. People were coming from other cities. Everyone was trying to help everyone. No one was saying, well, we're not going to help them over there because there's all the Spanish people. No, everyone was helping everyone. And that's how love does. Love supersedes whatever it is that we are going through. So, I hope I've given you some reasons that you need to forgive. I'm telling you, it'll clean up your life. And the other thing is, you don't want anything holding up your blessings. I look at people and go like, oh no, I'm forgiving you for that because I'm not letting anything hold up my blessings. Jesus said in Matthew 9, says, what's the difference between saying your sins are forgiven or be ye healed? So I want to walk in divine health all the time. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick. I really don't do sick well. So I don't want to be sick. But anyway, I hope I've said something that'll encourage you to forgive. I want you to go to my website. I have a great CD on there. And the CD is available along with a process of how to forgive and with me talking about more about forgiveness. So you'll go to my website, www.choiceswithjeanette.com. I hope you go there. I'm telling you, it's safe to forgive. I do it in 3 different ways. You can get the CD, or I'll meet with you one-on-one, or I'll come and do the whole process with you and your family, or the whole process with you and your company, or the whole process with you and your church. I'll do it, and I guarantee you that you'll feel better and you'll grow better. Because if I didn't have any sin in my life or any things that I had done to hurt people, even it's just going to the grocery store and the little girl who not knowing exactly how to run the cash register, and we get short with her, and why didn't she know that? And why would they put her on the floor? It's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. So you gotta forgive. And you gotta be forgiven. Okay? You wanna be forgiven. And you wanna be blessed. You wanna be free. You don't want all of that baggage. You wanna be free. And you wanna be able to move about this world and get the blessings that you're supposed to get. Okay? My number is 832-409-4295. Email address, jlh@choiceswithjeanette.com, or you can go to my website and book me to come to your organization or your family, or you can just buy my CD. I really appreciate it. It walks you through the whole process. There's an exercise that's on target to help you forgive. Thanks. I'm here with Amos Brown. He is the Executive Director of Real Life 360. This is an excellent program. You know what? I'm gonna tell you how good this program is. It's so good, I don't know why I didn't think of it. I had an entrepreneur program before. I had a small business incubator program. And I did some youth things as well, but I didn't never think of this. Kind of tell them what this program does.
This program take children from 9th grade to 12th grade, ages 14 to 18, and we teach them civic responsibilities for their neighborhoods, how they look. We teach them respect for their seniors, the elderly, and the disabled. And then we teach them entrepreneurship, how to start business, how to have respect for work, and self-earning. And so that's what we drive. And what we like to say in our motto is we pay kids to work and we pay them to learn. And they make about $10 an hour. And
That's not bad. This lady knows a lot of information, and she comes so highly recommended. Arthur Richardson is her PR person. He's not paid. He doesn't get any money for it, but she has helped him and other people that he knows so much till he thinks the whole world. She didn't call Rita. She should have called Rita.
I always tell people it's very scary to go and make Medicare choices without somebody helping you that knows what it's about. It's a jungle. It's a Medicare jungle. When people are getting ready to turn 65, it's not uncommon for them to open up their mailbox and have over 50 pieces of mail about Medicare. Am I going to get my Medicare automatically, or do I have to apply? And then they give you all these choices that you don't even begin to know how to figure out what is going to be my best choice.
Wow.
And so that's what I do, is I help people figure that difficult part out. You know, it's over 7 different ways you can use your Medicare, and then there's over 9 different companies, you know, for the advantages in our area. And then you have the Medicare supplements, what's the difference? And so I can go on, you know, with the questions that people
Wow.
are asking themselves, you know, on what they should do. What most people do is they go to their friend and say, well, what did you do? You know, and when
Is that how we're finding out the information?
that is how most people do. And sad enough, everybody's situation is different. You know, no 2 people that I help have identical situations.